Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mirror List Monday, right here on the Eat Sleep List YouTube channel. My name is Matt Johnson, your host, and today I want to talk about weather and how it plays a part in moments and memories. Let's make a list. All right, so over the last couple of weeks, I have hit we'll call it my bi-quarterly Weather Channel obsession. And what that typically entails for myself is listening, watching Weather Channel videos, old Weather Channel videos, watching old Local on the 8s, listening to the music. It is a lot, but for some reason, a couple of times every few months, I just get an urge, an obsession, just to go all in on it. And maybe it's because of like the changing of the weather and that sort of thing. Maybe that plays a part in all of it. But I enjoy it. It's warm. It's comfortable. It's nostalgic. It reminds me of better days, simpler times. You know, for myself, my generation, and some generations before me, the Weather Channel was one of the most important starts to your day. All right, waking up, you didn't leave the house. You didn't get dressed for the day. You didn't plan for the day without checking the Weather Channel. And, you had that nice robotic voice, reading off your weather for you. You had the cool little graphics. The sun, it was kind of whoop, 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 whoop. And then you got the rain and thunder graphics. Like that was always exciting. And the cool alarms. Right, the little, it wasn't really a siren, but it was a bit of an alarm for, storm alert, severe thunderstorm alert. Like, it grabbed your attention. And that stuff, like, I love. I really do. And, not a lot of people now do that. There's several generations of kids now, maybe one or two generations of kids that don't know the routine. They don't understand or appreciate the routine of waking up and turning on the TV and hurrying up to find the Local on the 8s. They find it on their phone. That's what most people do now. It's simple. It's easy. It's an up to the moment, temperature and precipitation update. It does a really good job. It's kind of made the Weather Channel, even though it's still around, but a little bit outdated. But I am grateful that it is still around. But it got me thinking how important weather is. All right? I mean, I think we all kind of understand the importance of weather. But the reason why I'm doing this on a Mirror List Monday is because you really can't paint the picture or tell a story of a memory without weather. Like if you remember the memory in a moment stands out so much more, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, when you read a book or you watch a television show or a movie or play a video game, like one of the little things that we tend to notice is what's the environment like, especially reading a book, right? Because they have to specifically tell you. You can't really get yourself into a book, a story, without understanding the environment that comes with it. And like right now, autumn, right? We're in the middle of fall and in October, and like this stretch of months, late September to late November, basically. Yeah, I think maybe early December, technically speaking, but we experience so much different weather in this time frame. At least here in Western New York, we do. You can legitimately experience 4 different seasons in the month of autumn, and I think it's the coolest thing. Like today was like 70 degrees, but there's been times in the past that it's 70 degrees one day, but the next day it's high winds and light snow. And even if it doesn't stick to the ground, it's still snowing out. And that it can go to warm and high winds. Like it's crazy. The autumn shift in weather, precipitation, all that. I think that's what makes this time of year so special. But I want to hone in on that. I want to start, focusing and appreciating the weather and the opportunities it gives us. What sunshine means, what rain, the pros and the positives of being in a rainy environment or a snowy environment. Everybody got old and hates the rain and snow. I remember being a kid and loving it all, being excited about it. And that's what we're going to focus in on today, is we're going to appreciate the weather and what it gives to us, and how it has enhanced moments and memories for us over the years. So I think the main lesson that I want everybody to take from this episode is to learn to appreciate where you are. All right? Live in the moment that you are in. Instead of, thinking ahead, right? We all live these crazy lifestyles where we're jumping from one moment to the next, and we have little time to appreciate what we are currently living through, what we are currently experiencing. And we're always like, oh God, okay, we got to go from here to there to there to there. And we wonder why our lives fly by so quickly. All right, we wonder why life it feels just so chaotic, and life's like a blur. I feel like vivid memories post high school have slowed down a little bit, and maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a perspective that I have. But when you go somewhere, just enjoy it. Enjoy being in the present. Put your phone down, all that stuff. Enjoy being in the present. And look around you, all right? A moment can be made just by observing the weather. Or a moment can be made much more special by observing the weather. Or certain things can and cannot happen because of the weather, right? I'll give you a couple of examples. Firstly, so every Memorial Day, me and my family like to go out to the town of Wilson here in Western New York. It's a big deal for us to go out there. It's a very fun annual flea market that the town puts on. It's great. Everybody a bunch of people set up stores. They're selling books, toys, CDs, video games, clothing, other fun apparel, tools, various, historical antiques, and so much more. And it's something that I look forward to every single year. There have been a few times, though, where the weather has not cooperated, and less people they don't set up. They just don't set up. All right, there's been a couple times I recall where me and my dad and sister drove out there on a Memorial Day, and there was maybe 5 tables set up because the field was just trashed because it had rained out so much. But if it's sunny, if it's been sunny all weekend, or it's sunny that day, they're going to set up, and you know that the event's going to happen, and it's just exciting and something to look forward to. All right, so that's one thing where weather permits, all right, and appreciating that sunshine. But I also appreciate other things like precipitation. I played a lot of football in my day. All right, not organized, not high school, not middle school or anything like that, but playing football with friends and family. That stuff sticks out way more when you add the element of snow or rain. All right, I can't tell you how. I mean, I played in sunshine so many times, and not a single minute of those games stand out to me. But the ones that do are when I'm slipping and sliding around in mud. All right, whether it was the church field that me and my friends Brandon, Danny, and Adam used to play in. All right, slipping and sliding around in that lawn. trying to catch the ball and just soaking wet and just filthy and going home freezing cold. Or there was this one time where me and my dad and sister went over to my Uncle Rich and Aunt Lisa's house, and we played a game of football in their backyard, all right, against my Uncle Rich, my cousins Nico and Teresa. And it was like it snowed out, and they had the nice snowy backyard, and we're running through in snow in our snow suits and boots, and just playing and having fun. And then after a little while, we all kind of got tired and cold and so on and so forth. But those stand out way more to me than any bit of sunshine. All right. Whatever weather throws at you, find a way to appreciate it or appreciate something from it. You know, my top 10 list, I'm going to go through a bunch of weather scenarios that I love, that I enjoy being in and around, because I've always found a way to make the most of it. And and again, in essence, learn to appreciate it. The weather that we are in all the time, it can make or break a moment. It can make it stand out so much more. It could ruin it. Like sunshine and heat on Christmas. I've had that. That's super awkward. Or rain on the 4th of July. That's not good. But just enjoy it. And it's just better. As we get older, we tend to forget more things, but you really never forget those times that the weather made something feel so much more special. All right, everybody, here it is, my favorite part of every single video that we do. It is time for the list. As I always encourage, please feel free to comment along in the comment section or send an email. eatsleeplistpod@gmail.com. That is in every description that we post. I'd love to hear from you. I do. And shout out to everybody who does it. My mom, my dad, my friend Will are especially great at doing this, and I love and appreciate each and every single one of you for every time you do comment. And once in a while, we get a stranger who comments, somebody passing through, and I love and appreciate that so much too. It is really nice to see and read what matters to people, these various topics, what's important to them. It's a nice showing of individuality, and it adds a personal touch every time I get to see somebody's list, which is always cool. So, all right. So, as I said, the weather list, I'm going to pick out some different weather scenarios that I've really enjoyed, that I have really enjoyed or really enjoy consistently, and discuss why I like them so much. So, let's get to it. Let's make the weather list. My number 10. This is a very underappreciated time of year, I feel. I don't think anybody really talks about this, but I love early spring. All right, that little period from like March to early April where 40-degree weather is like awesome, right? It's hot. It's comfortable. It goes away really quickly, but it's just like, 40, 50-degree. Anything more than that is just scalding hot, way too hot, not ready for it. But when that weather starts to break, 40-degree weather is great. That's when I start busting out the shorts again. And I'll even do flip-flops and Crocs. It just feels good. I remember feeling that way when I was a kid, and my mom was just like, "No, you're not doing that. It's not that warm out." Well, it was warm to me, and it still is to this day. I look forward to it. I love it, partially because everything's melting, right? If there is snow still, usually there is. You see a lot like bunched up in parking lots sometimes, and at various other locations, but it's melting. And as somebody who loves going to visit waterfalls, especially little smaller end waterfalls, the water flow is much better with the snow melt. Like my favorite one is the Eternal Flame Trail here in Western New York. And it's really rough June onwards. Like you can get down to it, and the little like valley that you have to kind of walk. I don't even know what to call it, but the little path you have to walk through. It's like it's down to nothing, like it's bare rock. But when you go in those early months when the snow is melting and adding extra water supply to the waterfall and that flow, like I love traversing through the water down there. I think it's great. It adds so much more to that. So shout out to that early March, that March, April, early spring weather where 30, let's say 35, 40 degree weather makes you want to bust out the pool and the swimwear a little bit. But yeah, that's my number 10. Number 9, October to November. That's what we're in right now. I don't mind the colder months. I will say that. And we're going to talk a lot about colder weather situations. I really don't mind the cold months. I feel like it's so much easier to dress up than it is to dress down. All right. I'd rather clothe myself to be warm than try to put as little layers as I can on to stay cool and not being able to be cool. But from this time, from October to November, I really like the overcast look. All right. It fits in with the spirit of Halloween, with the decay and the leaves kind of falling and disappearing. But like that overcast, I don't mind the wind a little bit. It's kind of cool. Like one of my favorite things during this time, we just did the scary movie list on Friday, but like when you're sitting on the inside of your home and you can hear the wind outside, all right, it's blowing against the house. Maybe your house is creaking a little bit, which you might want to get that looked at. But it makes you feel, one, comfortable on the inside, but two, I don't mind being out in that element, right? That's to me, depending on the temperature, but hoodie and shorts weather. That's how I like it. But like it was fun stuff to play around as kids. You go outside and play in the wind and blowing around in leaves. You can play football. It's excellent football weather is with the high winds and stuff. I think it's fun, but there's also an added level of comfort. And that's what I was talking about in the lessons from the list, where you find a way to appreciate it or appreciate something when the weather is not great. Because obviously windstorms are incredibly dangerous. We get a lot of knocked over trees in our area. But yeah, there's certainly a way to appreciate it. So my number 9, October to November, that general kind of late fall weather where it's overcast and windy. It just fits with the time period. Number 8, we're going to go to September to October and fall evenings. And this I guess it kind of rolls into itself, but I like the chilly nights. I love the chilly nights. I'm a big bonfire person. And bonfires are in summertime, or fire pits, whatever you want to call it. Everyone likes to get technical sometimes. But, those bonfires in fire pits, they hit differently during those cold nights. Like, when it's still 70, 80 degrees out, I'm going to appreciate being in the presence of a fire pit. But I'm also going to be backed away as far as I possibly can because it's just too hot. But when it's cold out, when it is a little bitter cold out, you could almost see your breath just a smidge, and you're dressed in jeans and whatever, a flannel, whatever you wear, whatever you decide to wear. That fire pit weather is that's the perfect fire pit weather. And, just getting snuggled up. Stay under a blanket. There's also been times where me and my family have gone to the drive-in movie theater late into in this time frame, and it is getting cold outside. They go until it starts really snowing out. If it's still cold out, then they're still putting on movies. But we used to pull out, we used to have a van, and we'd pull out the seats, the van seats, and set them up out there, and we'd all snuggle up under blankets, and that's a cozy, comfortable, wonderful memory. And, on top of all that, just all of the fall things feel better when it's colder out at night. Doing the hay rides and the ghost tours and all that stuff. It just hits right. So that is my number 8, September to October, late fall evenings. Number 7, More precipitation, and this time we are going all in. All right, late November to February. I love me a snowstorm. I love me an epic blizzard. That is one of my favorite things about living in this area. I'm not trying to like make light of anything, but there's a lot of warm weather areas that have to deal with hurricanes and earthquakes and tornadoes. And inclement snow weather to me is a cakewalk. I mean, it can be dangerous, there's no doubt about it, but I don't mind it like at all. I really don't. Especially as a kid, because again, as referenced earlier in the show, like as kids, we used to love this stuff. You seen that there was a heavy snowstorm or a blizzard outside, you were on the news hoping your school got closed, right? Hoping the name of your school was shut down. And Niagara Falls used to be so stubborn all the time. We get like Niagara Catholic, we get closed. Niagara Wheatfield, we get closed. North Tonawanda, like all these places, but Niagara Falls High School would still find a way to be open. It used to make me so mad, but I look forward to it. Playing in the snow, snowball fights, building snow forts. My dad was one heck of a snow fort builder when we were kids, and playing sports, playing football. It makes the holidays feel better, and like sledding, all that stuff. And like this is like something I've been thinking about lately too. About how we don't really get it as much as we used to. At least I don't feel. Like if we get like a heavy snowstorm and maybe like snow on the ground for a week, maybe 2 weeks, it'll sit there, but there won't be anything to add to it. And it kind of sucks. Again, I don't know. I appreciate this stuff. And now it's like a dad too. Like I want to have all these snow memories that I got to experience. Like I want to build snow forts with my kid and have snowball fights and all that stuff. And I just hope we get to. So that's my number 7, late November to February with the heavy snow and blizzards. Number 6, April to September. I need the vitamin D. All right, I need the sunshine. I live in an area, I don't know if this is just our area, but vitamin D deficiency is wild, and I'm affected by it. But when I start my day, when it's supposed to be nice out, I want to see sunshine. I want to see the sun come up. I want it to be the first thing I look at. It's one of the worst aspects of winter time, of this late fall time, is those mornings where you wake up for work and it's dark out, and it's dark out for a few hours as you're traversing, and then eventually the sun comes up. But when you wake up and the sun is already out, it is already, you see it, usually, as long as the temperature is not too bad, it feels good. Like it's reinvigorating. It's legit like a science-y thing that sunshine's supposed to make you happier. Usually, unless it's like 80, 90 degrees out right out of the get-go. But just, yeah, I love it. I'm a big, like this morning, it's a little late. I mean, it's a little bit after kind of this time frame, and it kind of stunk that I didn't get to see what I intended to, but I took my kid out to watch the sun come up. I went out to Wilson Pier, and it was beautiful. It was the weather was perfect. There was just enough wind, and it was really cool to see, like, sit there and just watch the sun come up with my son. And the thing that stinks about it is that my first opportunity to do so was so late in the year that I didn't get to see it the way I usually do, where it comes up right over Lake Ontario. It was a whole mess of stuff in the way, but even still, it was like I love that. That's an important, like, I don't know. I need it. I need every extra ounce of positivity that I can get, positive, good feeling that I can get, and having sunshine when you wake up is the best way to do so. So that is my number 6, is nice clear skies, sunshine in the April to September mornings. So, number 5, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with it a little bit, but summertime in general, but 4th of July especially. I mentioned in the lessons from the list, when it rains out on the 4th of July, it really pisses me off. This is one of the few family, this is one of the only holidays that I actually get to enjoy now, because I feel like I'm not being dragged in a million different directions. It is my holiday. All right. Aside from my pride of being a American or un-American, excuse me. This is I love it. It's about being outdoors with family. All right. Everything just hits right on the 4th of July when it's nice out. My family, over the years, we always go to my uncle's house, and he's got a nice big backyard. Over the years, we played wiffle ball, volleyball. He had a swimming pool. He has a half basketball court. Cornhole is the big one that we like to play now. We do a big family tournament with that. But even out, and then just the food just hits right. Grilled, burgers, hot dogs, chicken wing dip. My mom's baked bean recipe, which she would never let me live it down if I didn't mention it. And everything else just hits right. And it ends with the perfect, as long as the night is nice, enjoying the fireworks. And outside of the 4th of July, too. Just fair season, right? Going to all of these festivals and fairs that our local areas have, the county fairs. Those are always nice. Going to the beach, doing outdoor stuff like kayaking and hiking, and again, just people playing stuff outside, just being outside, doing whatever it is they love. Tanning, for some who enjoy that sort of thing. Got to be nice. Sunny, gentle breeze. Why did I say it like that? I'm really getting tongue-tied today. Sunny, gentle breeze, mid-70s, low 80s. Anything more than that, I'm staying in the house. That's another weird theory I have about growing up and stuff, is that air conditioning and central air made us all coddled and whiny when it comes to weather, but that's just me. All right, number 4. This is, aside from the 4th of July one, this is a specific memory and moment, and I'm going to flash a picture for you all to see across the screen. Hopefully it comes through good. I might have to block out my face a little bit because there's a cool panoramic shot that I took many years ago. But on December 10th, 2017, I went to a football game, a NFL football game. My favorite football team, the Indianapolis Colts, came to Western New York to play the Buffalo Bills. And aside from how much I overpaid for tickets way back in September, because by the time the game rolled around, the tickets were only $25. Me and my cousin Nico went. And it was one of the greatest game experiences of my life. All right. And for those who may not know, this is the snow game, the infamous snow game that gets talked about quite frequently. There was the drive up there was insane with how heavy the snow was. And when we got into the game, you couldn't even see across to the other side of the field. You could not see, you could barely see on the field in front of you. And it made it that much more. And this game was awful. The specific game, Andrew Luck was out for the whole year. So and Jacoby Brissett played. Oh my God, who was the Tyrod Taylor was not playing. I do not believe E.J. Manuel was on the team. Oh my God, I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was Jeff Toole. I really don't remember, but it was some third string Bills quarterback. All right, running the offense. LaShawn McCoy had a big run. I think Jack Doyle had a touchdown. I remember all that stuff, but the fun in it was just being there, standing in the snow, and sitting there with thousands of other football fans trying to enjoy it, and we were a part of a moment. And if it was sunny out, if it was nice out when we went to this game, it would have been the worst game ever. Probably, it was awful. And I'm sure the weather played a factor in how awful it was. but because we sat there in the snow, it was memorable, and easily probably my favorite football, like pro football viewing experience, most likely. Yeah, it's up. It's definitely there. Even though the first time going to Indy was great, magical, living through this, which gets cut up into YouTube videos all the time by the NFL and other places, that means so much more. So that's my number 4. Number 3, September to October. Actually, I took a picture of this because I didn't know if people would understand what I'm trying to say. But September to October afternoon. Depending on which week it is, I get out at either 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And I'm kind of at that point. It's at that point in the year where it doesn't really matter which one it is, but the sun is at like just the right angle. And with the fall foliage, like everything just glows. Again, I'm going to put this picture up. It might already be up. We'll see how I edit this, but like everything just glows and feels brighter. It accentuates everything. It's so beautiful. Over the last couple weeks, it's really hit that. Like I get home and I can't wait to see my kid. We go outside and we play. I let him kick the ball around in the yard, or we go for a walk, and the leaves are falling, and it's like yellow. It's like a yellowy, like orangish glow to everything. I don't know. I sound probably like a crazy person, but it's what I see, and it's really beautiful, and that's what it makes the season special. So yeah, 60s, 70s weather, that's right up my alley. That's good. Still good enough for shorts and a t-shirt, or shorts and a spring or fall jacket, something like that. But yeah, just everything, when it's sunny out, it just hits right and makes the environment, make everything that I'm in and around pop more, and I love it. All right, my number 2 is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. All right, it has to be snowing on those days, even if it's just a light snow. I've had, there's been heavy blizzards before. We've dealt with that. That's been no big deal. We find a way, but it's got to be snow. A couple of years ago, this was the year that I went to Indianapolis. We left on Christmas Day to go to a game the following day, and had one heck of a travel, one heck of a journey to get to Indianapolis. But there was a huge storm that shut down everything. Erie County was shut down for probably a week and a half, something like that. And it came in. It was brutal. But Christmas Day, the sun was out, and everything started to slowly melt away. Like everything was getting cleared out. People were walking on Christmas Day to go dig out their cars and all that stuff. But like that was different. And obviously we probably couldn't have taken more snow, but there was still snow on the ground. So I guess in the situation it makes sense. But man, when I think of Christmas, I think of the snow coming down. It just, and that like weird like sound. I don't even know the name for it, but it's not like a sound, but it is when there's a lot of like snow everywhere, and it's just like a quiet, I don't know, the atmosphere just feels different. But it's also cool too, because I do have to travel and go from house to house typically, as often as I do, but it makes it nice because the snowing, the feeling, and then like I'll go to my uncle and aunt's house and where they live, and like you can see like the screen door, and there's like a little bit of, it's like fogged up, and you could see the humidity, like the humidity built up on the screen door. Well, it's not a screen, it's like glass, and it makes it so like the inside of the house seems so warm and inviting, like you can't wait to get in there. So yes, I love that. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, please snow on that day. If it doesn't snow out all of winter, I'm okay with it as long as it just has snow on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And my number one, from May to September, and heck, even a little bit into October, afternoon and nighttime torrential downpour, plus a nice thunder and lightning storm. All right. I find peace in the rain. I do. I like listening to it. I usually listen to it to help me fall asleep. I have a lot of memories sitting in my family sun porch, and the way it's built, I'm not sure exactly which kind of metal was used for it, but you hear it. You hear the pitter-patter on the roof, and the heavier the rain goes, the louder it is, and it's just like this iconic sound for me. I used to sit out there, 7, 8, 9 years old, and heck, even a little bit later on, and when it was raining out like that, I would sit in and enjoy it. I would and watch as these the beautiful lightning storms, and like this is something that we don't get a whole heck of a lot either, is like thunder and lightning, I feel, and which kind of stinks because I loved it. I got really excited for those thunder, like, oh, we're getting thunder, right? On the Weather Channel, the local on the 8s, you see that you got thunder coming along and you get really excited. Or there's times where it's just like, I remember this one evening where it was like the afternoon was sunny and great, and then all of a sudden it got dark outside. And the only reason we knew it was raining out was because of all the drops hitting the sun porch, hitting the roof on it. But yeah, just sitting out there and watching like lightning illuminate your backyard and all that stuff. But and I like being in the rain too. I talked about football, playing football in it. I just like being out there in it. If I'm like grown ass adult Matt, if I see it is raining out like crazy, I will go out there and just stand on it and stand in it, and it's refreshing. It's very refreshing. In fact, one of my favorite memories with my dog Prince, when he still had his vision a little bit, it was just probably a couple years ago, but we had a really bad rainfall. Like, it was coming down super strong. It was like being underneath a waterfall, and again, we don't get that very often. So when I see it, I'm gonna go out there and do it. And he didn't like the rain. He hated the rain. If he wanted to go outside and he seen that it was raining out when I opened the door, he would run back in the house. It was quite hilarious. But I seen this opportunity, so I ran outside. And I was just moving and just soaking it all in. I got like a wet T-shirt contest kind of thing going on, because I'm pretty sure I had my gray Yankee shirt while I was doing this. And again, Prince never liked to go outside in the rain. What dog does? But he's seen and heard me being super excited, and he ran out in the rain to be with me. And I love that. I love that. Before he got really sick and things starting to take a toll on him severely, like, that was one of my favorite memories of him. Was him conquering his fear of being out in the rain to come out and have a good time with me. And he did it. He sat through it, and then he ran right back in the house, just soaked and doing the whole doggy shake thing where he's splashing water everywhere. But yeah, love the rain. It's like, to me, it's like a bonfire. It's a nice way, if you're just sitting in it, just be quiet, relax, and reflective. So there it is, everybody. The weather list. What are yours? What are some weather that tickles your fancy? Tell me about it. Or a great memory that's associated or affiliated with weather. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the support, the likes, the views, the comments, the everything. And it has been a pleasure so far to entertain you the only way that I know how, and that's with awkwardness and with lists. All right. We'll talk to you on Friday. Take care till then. Till next time, do you even list?